What is up, everybody? Jameson, go regular guy 231 across the DFS industry. It is Thursday, October 14th. We have an interesting Thursday night football game with the Bucs back again on Thursday versus the Eagles. This should be a high-scoring game. Should just be a ton of fantasy options. Like, this is one of the times that if you're a multi-entry player, this is definitely one of those slates where there's a ton of angles to attack. I would expect right away just more ownership on the Bucs because it's the Bucs. Tom Brady's going to be chopped. His pass catchers are going to be very popular. But, we got to spend some time on the Eagles because the Bucs back seven, really the corners, the safeties. We just can't defend. So I'm a Buck. I live in Tampa, Bucs fan. Like, everybody can pass on us. The Dolphins passed on us. The Rams destroyed us. Like, there's Mac Jones, what was it? 18 straight pass completion. So we have to focus on the Eagles. There's a ton of options there. There's a screaming value that you could even possibly play at captain and fit a lot of studs. So a lot to go over. Going to do so quickly. If you're new to FSI, we like to try to do everything in a 10 to 15 minute period. You don't have a ton of time in your day. So we want to give you the information fast, efficient, so you can have success tonight. So like, subscribe, comment on the video. It all really helps. Let's jump right into it. So at the top, sorry, I just want to pull one thing. Let me just make sure I give you the odds. So right now, total is 52.5, so tons of points. Anything over 50 in the NFL is a high-scoring game. And we have the Eagles +7. So at the top, I think, and I'm going to go on flex so I can show you non-captain salaries, because I think you play like Brady or Hurts or anybody super expensive on this slate. I think that honestly might be a tactical roster mistake unless you love punting twice with the tight ends, because we have really cheap tight ends. Let me actually just get to that right away. Zach Ertz at 3,200, stone lock. I actually like Zach Ertz even if Goddard was in. I should rephrase that. I don't like Zach Ertz. I don't think he's particularly all that good anymore. He's definitely lost a step or four, but he's going to get targeted. Like, what is that? 21 targets in the last 3, and that was with Goddard for some of those games. We don't have Goddard. Zach Ertz is probably going to play 95 to 100% of snaps. Low ADOT, right? So the Bucs, one thing that they can do is rush the passer. So Jalen Hurts is going to need to get rid of the ball pretty quick. Zach Ertz, so it's a little flat routes. He's 3,200. If you play him at captain, he's 4,800. Playing him at captain is fully viable. And look, you're just looking for like a 5 for 45 or a 5 for 50. All of that is Yahtzee. So Zach Ertz, lock and load for me. And then if you really do, I think OJ Howard is very much in play. Gronk is out. OJ Howard doubled. I think it was like, I don't know. I don't have it by me. He almost doubled Cam Brate's snap count. Now, Cam Brate might just be a better out-and-out pass catcher than OJ Howard. But OJ Howard, former first-round pick, great athleticism. The Bucs have been saying now for years they need to get OJ Howard involved. He had 2 catches for 19 yards last week. 3 targets, though, is the big thing. It's 1,200. So I hate how on these that Draftkings shows you the captain price when you click on the guy. But he's 1,200. Now, all of a sudden, if you use those guys, or I'm sorry, 1,400. If you use 2 of those guys in your lineup, okay, now I guess with 11,350 per player, including your captain, now that opens up if you want to spin up at captain. But if you don't want to use 2 pumps, potentially going a mid-tier or like a Zach Ertz captain, I think is really intriguing for your builds. All right, I got the values out of the way. Let's talk top end. Tom Brady, I'm not going to talk about it. I think he's leading the league in passing yards or close to it. The Bucs just love passing the ball. 100% in play, especially in cash games. Maybe he makes a lot of sense to fade in GPP, like we saw versus the Patriots. He was 90% owned in GPP. You faded him, went other routes. That was the winning formula. So cash game play, obviously Jalen Hurts is as well. I actually prefer Jalen Hurts to Tom Brady due to rushing upside and just due to the matchup in general. Eagles are playing from behind, so a lot of passing, and nobody can run against the Bucs. You can only pass. You can run against the Eagles. I think it's their 7th worst in the league. So Lenny Fournette is a great play. So the fact that the Bucs can run versus the Eagles and the Eagles are not going to be able to run versus the Bucs makes me go, okay, I'm going to put and Jalen Hurts can actually gives you rushing upside to Jalen Hurts for me greater than Tom Brady tonight. So Jalen Hurts is a lock and load for me. If I'm going to spend up, I think he's like in my opinion, a better captain choice than Tom Brady. Mike Evans, the Eagles are decent on the outside. I'll just say this about the Bucs pass catchers. I prefer DeVonta Smith to all of them, because here's the thing with the Bucs pass catchers. Chris Godwin's going to get the most targets. Mike Evans gets the most red zone looks. And then Tom Brady just is obsessed with Antonio Brown. We know that back to him bringing him into the Patriots when Brown's going through all of those legal battles. And then even when it was still cloudy, all of a sudden Antonio Brown shows up in Tampa because of Tom Brady as well. So Tom Brady, I think I saw a stat during the game, since going to Tampa, Antonio Brown has the most targets of all wide receivers. Go figure. But, Chris Godwin, 11 targets last week. He continues to lead the Bucs in targets. At some point, what is this? I don't know. It's almost over 40 targets. It's going to yield more than 3 touchdowns. I guess just the problem for me with the Bucs is just like in the NBA, right? When you have a team with 3 superstars, like which one do you choose, right? And sometimes you just go ahead and say, I can't decide between them. I'm just going to go to the team where I know where all the usage is going to go. I'm not going to, if this is pre-Kyrie Irving, right? But I'm not going to go pick James Harden or Durant or Kyrie when they're all playing, because they're all kind of cannibalizing each other. I'll just go ahead and play Luka Doncic, all right? Well, same deal here. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, they're all great plays. Which one is going to be the greatest one? I'm not 100% sure. But I do know on the Eagles side that DeVonta Smith is getting a majority of the looks, and Zach Ertz is the other one, right? So I can get 2, and I can get their quarterback that I prefer more. And now I feel a lot better that I know where the action is going, especially. And so I love DeVonta Smith. I don't know if I need to spend too much time on that, but the Alabama connection, look in the last 2 weeks, that efficiency is shooting through the roof, right? So we've got 14 catches on 18 targets, almost 200 yards in that time. He's also due some touchdown, I guess, progression. It's not regression, progression, I guess. Maybe it's a better word. But love DeVonta Smith. And right there, I'm getting him sandwiched in. I don't have to pay as much as Godwin or Evans. I think if I had to go Bucs wide receiver, it'd be Antonio Brown after his eruption last week. It'd be Antonio Brown or Chris Godwin. I just don't think I'm spending it for Evans, despite him probably having the best touchdown equity of the group. Crazy stuff. Leonard Fournette, I really like as well. Leonard Fournette is getting mostly a bell cow work. 32 carries the last 2 games. He's going to get the red zone looks. Gio Bernard is back, but we saw Leonard Fournette still get some third down work. He's now gotten 10 targets in the last 2. The 5 targets last week is especially important because Gio Bernard was back. A lot of experts across the industry are like, Gio Bernard's back. Leonard Fournette was a lock and load, but now we have to maybe get off. I'm not trying to stayed on Fournette and cash. Still did great. Eagles are vulnerable to the run game. So Leonard Fournette, huge talent, still going to give you those targets. So I really like maybe doing like Brady, if you're in cash, doing like Brady and Fournette, and then really focusing on the Philly pass catchers. And then depending on who your captain is, if you can get to Godwin or Brown, I'm not sitting here telling you that they're bad plays by any means. I'm just saying, typically, you just like, you like to go to the Rams when you just know Cooper Kupp's going to get a ton of work. We still know that Godwin and Evans and Brown are going to get a ton of work. Just there's only so many balls to go around. Miles Sanders to me is a stay away. He's Leonard Fournette without as much rushing upside because the Bucs are so good against the run. Yes, you can go for targets, but I think at that point, just based on price and the fact that we're going to want to root for the Eagles passing game, I prefer Leonard Fournette. Gio Bernard's a little expensive. Reagor and Quez Watkins are splitting wide receiver 2 work. Both are great athletes. I think they're more like GPP flyers than cash, but like them both. And then obviously we have kickers, Elliott and Suckup, both just fine, kind of last guys in. To me, kicker is never something I want to prioritize. It's just if I'm getting down at the end, and that's where my salary range is going, I have no problem getting a kicker. You're more likely in the 6 to 15 outcome, which is just fine. Defenses to me are just like GPP only if you want to do like a stack either way, or you think that Reagor's Hurts is going to turn the ball over a lot. You do that, but that should just be reserved for GPP. Final guy I just want to bring up is Kenneth Gainwell. He's been been very much involved in the passing game and a good value. I think he would be like more of a chalky value if we didn't have Zach Ertz and we didn't have like OJ Howard, but Kenneth Gainwell should definitely be in there as well, getting a few carries, but you're really playing him for the receiving upside, like versus Kansas City, 6 catches, 8 targets, 58 yards, 3 targets last week. Hate that salary thing. What was the salary? I know he's cheap, 2,400, so very in play. Ronald Jones, rip Ronald Jones. If you really want to be contrarian, right? All it takes is one time to get in the end zone. He's going to get you 5-6 carries, but the moment if he fumbles the ball, or even if he recovers the fumble, but he does, coaching staff has no trust in Ronald Jones, so he's got to jump off. All right. Hope I went over almost everybody. If I left anybody out, or you think that I'm trying to think the right way to say it, if I didn't spend enough time on somebody, leave it in the comments. I do respond throughout the day. So would love to see any thoughts you all have. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, Keith Jameson, aka Gator Guy 231. See you.